Produced by Victoire.
It makes, it has impact
Yeah.
because that's what, you know, we teach at our school is the male way of drop kicking to the
and and
females.
and I'm going to put that over a little bit. Anybody else, anybody watching out there that wants to train and wants to learn the true art form of professional wrestling, I'll repeat that again, the true art form of professional wrestling, you need to go to Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video if you're interested in enrolling in classes, if you're in the Connecticut area. Trust me, it will benefit you immensely if you want to become a great professional wrestler. There's a difference. If you're just a wrestler, if you want to become a great professional wrestler, a great performer, you need to go over to Paul Roma and Mario Mancini's training camp up there, up in the Connecticut area.
Yeah, and listen, we have people coming in from other schools, and we ask them, what school? Where'd you train? They're not getting what they bargained for.
Right.
It's just it's very unfair. Like, let's just say hypothetically, you get the guy next door, Amir,
Mm.
and he buys a wrestling ring,
Yeah.
and people he invites people over, and all of a sudden now he's training them. Well, who'd you
Oh,
ever wrestle for?
yeah.
Nobody. Well, you're doing backyard wrestling? Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to die.
Yeah. Paul, that happens so much now. There are so many what I call pop-up wrestling schools, and I've said it time and time again. If the guy who's training or that school have not been there to the big time, I don't want to hear it because at the end of the day, I'm not going to learn anything from somebody who, just like you said, maybe they had a little bit of money, maybe they were able to open a school, fair enough, all power to them. But at the end of the day, they've never been there, done it professionally. So why should I care what they say?
Right. And that's, when people call our school, I'll say to them, I'll say, listen, there's other schools you could go to. I just got a call from a guy from Rhode Island
Hmm.
last night. Now, that's a long haul.
Yeah.
That's easy 2 hour drive. Um, as I say to them, there's other schools in your area.
Hmm.
I said, just, look at who the trainer is.
Yeah.
What's his claim to fame? Or my famous line is, "Who did he ever beat?"
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
What's his?
Oh.
There you go, Mario. meaning,
whoa.
meaning, what's his claim to fame? Right?
Oh.
That's we laugh about that question, but I don't want people getting taken.
Right.
We've had people enter our school that paid to go to another school, got done with it, got in our ring and hit the ropes the wrong way. You just went through, you paid X amount of dollars to go through a school, professional wrestling school, and you can't even hit the ropes the right way. You're hitting them on your left side instead of your right side. I mean, there's a problem there.
Yeah.
And it's sad that people get taken, for their dollars and the hard work that they put in. But
Yeah.
again, we're professional. We're serious about the art of wrestling. We give it all that we have.
Yep.
Mario, myself, we give it all that we have. We do.
Yeah, we've seen that. Some great prospects have come out of there, and I've met a couple of guys, in fact, that know of you, and a few of them actually, and they've got nothing but great things to say. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to discover the true art form of professional wrestling, if you want to become great, and if you want to spare your body and save your body, and you don't want to end up busted up in 20 years, like Paul said, you put up some of the great points, Paul. I'm going to reiterate that, you and Mario again. What's $50 to go and destroy it? You may not feel it now, but you will in 10 years. I 100% guarantee you that. And in 20 years, it's going to be double, triple what you're going to feel. And then in 30 years, it's going to be even beyond that. So, and if you don't have good health insurance, prayers to you, because it's not a way to go.
Even if you do, they're not going to be able to fix you.
Well, even if they do, doesn't they have limitations of what they will because they say you knowingly went in the ring and did this, right?
Well, that I don't know so much about, but you go in there and you bust yourself up. They can only do so much to make you right again, right?
Yeah.
And as you get older, you get arthritic,
Yeah.
which you probably wouldn't have if you didn't go that route.
Yeah.
I do know
There's
about
a
that,
lot of
Amir.
do's and
You
don'ts.
do know about that, Mario?
I do know about that. It's called assumption of the risk.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Educate the viewers
Yeah,
quickly
yeah.
before we go.
It's called assumption of the risk. That's why people sign releases before they join the school, because they know going in what they're going into,
Right.
and they know there's a possibility of injury,
Mhm.
even death.
Yeah.
So, it's an assumption of the risk. You knowingly went in there to a dangerous art form.
Mhm.
But you know what though? Knock on wood, you know, um, believe it or not, most of our injuries in the past couple of years at Paradise Alley come from up and overs. They're landing wrong. They're tearing up their knee. Um, you know what I
Ankle.
mean? And after they've done it 1,000 times, their heads got to be straight. We're very transparent at Paradise Alley,
Mhm.
Yeah.
extremely so. And people don't like when I say this, because they think I'm putting myself down, but in reality, I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
So a new student comes in, they have to start with me on Monday and Tuesday. And they're chomping at their bit to get to
Right.
Roma on Wednesday and Saturday, because Roma's the face of Paradise Alley.
Yeah.
But why do you start with me on Monday and Tuesday? Why? Well, because I'm one of the top 10 losers in pro wrestling history. Do you know anybody better to teach you how to fall? And they go, oh, no, we
Mhm.
don't. I go, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's why you start out with me, because you got to learn how to fall. You got to learn how to hit the ropes. You got to learn how to hit the turnbuckles. You know,
Yeah. All the different moves.
well, yeah, you got to learn how to do that heel out of the corner, that flip. You got to learn how to bump. You better tuck that chin, arms down by your side, knees bent, feet flat. And that's when I get on them. I'll scream at them. They
Mhm.
take a bump and their ankles sideways when they take a bump. I go, you're going to last about 5 years, because once that ankle's broken, and you take that bad bump again and you break it a second time, every time you break that thing, it's weaker and weaker and weaker until you got a permanent limp for the rest of your life and your wrestling career is over. Knees bent, feet flat,
Mhm.
Yep.
feet flat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so you start off with me, and then you go to Roma, and that's when you learn all that stuff. Because listen, Matthew, there's a trademark. You see, when a wrestler that you've never heard of in your life goes to Canada, and you go to that show, and all of a sudden he runs toward the corner and gets up on the ropes with no hands, and he's on the top rope, that's when you look and go, Paul Roma trained that guy.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's no doubt Paul Roma trained that guy, because nobody else does that but Paul Roma.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. And we try
that's,
to get all our students to learn it. They may
yeah.
never use it. At least they know they can do it. Because listen, at the end of the day, it's cool.
Yeah, it is. It is freaking cool. And in
I mean,
fact,
it's cool.
somebody said to me this past weekend, I was doing a show, and they said, honestly, if you took Paul Roma from 1991, 92, whatever, and put him right now in pro wrestling today, you would outshine them all, Paul. Because not only that, you know the psychology, the physique, everything, the movement.
Now let me tell you something. Because you know what? The more time goes by,
Mhm.
and everybody marvels at Roma, you have to remember something. My 18-year-old ass was there.
Yep.
I was there.
We traveled all over.
Yeah, I was there. I was there when he first entered that ring. I was just talking to Gino Carabello the other day.
Mhm.
I said, remember when we took Roma aside after Altamar got done with his class, and we said to him, hey, you want to come here on your off days? We'll get you through this thing a lot quicker. So Roman came in with me and Gino Carabello when there wasn't class. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. I'm going to go back, Matthew, to your original comment, right? Describing Roma. I witnessed, and I've never seen something like that. With 240 pounds, so light on their feet, it was strange to look at. He 240, and he moved like he was 140. I don't know how. I don't. Another thing you have is a double-edged sword here. You usually have your bodybuilders, and I'm not saying bodybuilders aren't strong, but Roma was freakishly strong.
Hmm.
Power lifter, kind of strong, extremely strong. It's so funny because it was only 12 years ago in 2013. We kept needle and Roma, needle and Roma, needle and Roma. Come to CrossFit, come to CrossFit, come to CrossFit. So he came to CrossFit. So after CrossFit was done, the owner of CrossFit came over to Roma, dying for him. Imagine being Paul Roma being a member of CrossFit, right? He goes, "So, what do you think?" Roma goes, "I don't at all. Not for me. Dangerous,
Yeah.
unnecessary movements."
Yeah.
So I'm with my buddy Nick, who has his desk upstairs here in his law firm. Load the bar to 500 pounds. He goes, "Hey Roma, you think you can deadlift this?" Roma walks over, squats down, grabs the bar, picks it up, holds it. He looks at him, sets it down, goes in his pocket, grabs his car keys, and leaves. That's just 13 years ago. Well, yeah, 13 years ago. 2013 at CrossFit. He deadlifted 500 pounds like it was 135.
Yeah, Paul.
Can you,
Yeah, yeah,
Mario?
yeah. The strength was, whether it was true muscle strength or God gave him better tendons than the rest of us. I don't know. The only thing I can tell you, listen, I wrestled with Roma quite a bit, and he observed me, especially with DiBiase. DiBiase would owe anybody who gave me a power slam. And I teach my students the same thing. I said, don't wait for him. Don't wait for the hip toss. Go. Don't wait for him. Just go. Go. Like he's not there. Go. That's how I wrestled. And when somebody called a power slam, they said, look, at one point I'm going to power slam you. I go, you better be with me because I'm going, whether you're there or not. I'm going. Roma watched this. He sat at that monitor, and now it was my turn to work with Roma. And he looked at me and went, don't jump. That's going to piss me off. Don't jump. Mancini, don't jump. Just come off those ropes. I got you. I came off those ropes like a dead fish, right into his arms, flat-footed, flat-footed. Boom! I said, okay, didn't have to jump for Roma. And I got height. I was in the air, man. I just went like this. I just talked to myself real tight,
Yeah.
because I knew that bump was coming. You know what I mean? He's the only one I didn't jump for. And he called it. He said, don't jump.
Yeah.
I went, okay, I won't jump. So, he had so much strength, so much strength.
Yeah.
Sometimes you watch bodybuilders and they're carving out their body, which is cool. And they might have 90-pound dumbbells or something, but Roma was the kind of guy, and I'm not lying, I'm just not giving you puffery. Roma was the kind of guy to go, hey, Roma, they have 260-pound dumbbells here, but you can't do chest flies with those. I mean, he just had the strength. Well, not only did he have that kind of body, but he had the strength to go with it. And
Well,
light,
because
I
what was the
mean,
rule of thumb,
like
Mario? What was the rule of
light.
thumb when you worked out? One or two reps don't do
Oh
it.
yeah, no, Roman never believed in that.
Six.
It's the 25, 20, 15, 10. And then on the heavy days, those last two sets were 10 tens, but they were heavy, 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 heavy.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll say this again too. Whether you want to believe this or not, it's the truth. I've worked out with him a lot. I've worked out. You know how guys get to that eighth rep and they just drop the weight and they go, "Oh, I couldn't get the other two." I've never seen him fail, ever. I mean, never. He's never, never. I'd swear on my grandson and a stack of Bibles, I've never seen him fail. I've never seen him go to 9 reps or rep number 24 or rep number 14 and go, no, no. I've never seen him fail.
Mhm.
So can you confirm, because there's a rumor out there going around, Paul Roma's one-legged squat?
People walked away from him. They looked at him and said he was crazy.
Mhm.
They looked at, he was so far beyond his years. They thought he was a spaceman. They're like, what's he doing one-legged squats? What is that? What is that? They walked away from him. They thought he was a freak.
Yeah.
What did you see 15 years later? Isolated movements.
Yeah.
Roma was doing that back in the 80s.
Yeah.
When, listen to me, no one was doing it. Not one person. They looked at him like this guy's weird. Yeah, that weird became something very popular years later. Isolated movements. He was doing them already. He was doing them already.
Yeah, that's Paul. You should write a book, honestly, Paul. I mean, with the amount of knowledge you have, seriously. I mean, damn. I mean, and I
I
can.
think they caught. I think a lot of the working out caught up to me finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with the people, they
Yeah.
they get it. I see people now. They'll do. They don't do them the way that I do them.
Mhm.
They'll do one-legged squats. They bend their back knee, which is different to what I do. Um, but they're catching up. They're finding things. They're making machines to help isolate muscles more. But
Mhm.
I just looked at it as I found the most difficult way to do something because I know the body is always finding the easiest way to do something.
Mhm.
So I just contradicted all the movements.
Mhm.
I found them, the hardest ways. And we, again, as I explained to him, uh, when people are doing straight bar curls first because they're the hardest, I would do them last because they were the hardest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just Mario knows. I just had to be better than everybody else. I had
Mhm.
to be stronger than everybody else. I've said it in front of other wrestlers. Pound for pound, there's no one stronger than me in
Mhm.
professional wrestling in my day.
Mhm.
And I would have challenged anybody.
Yeah.
And guys that did come up to me and try to challenge me in their own way, I buried them.
Mhm. Yeah.
I just exhausted them out
Mhm.
because I wasn't that 1 or 2 rep person.
Mhm.
So when we got into the heavy weights, their legs were blown out, their shoulders were blown out, they were exhausted, and I wasn't because I was conditioned, right? It's like a runner. You get a runner that runs 10 miles every day, and it takes them just say 5 minutes. And then you get somebody who runs a mile, and it takes them, 2 minutes, and he goes, "Oh, I could keep up with you." Yeah, no, you can't. No, you can't. You can't keep up with them.
Yeah.
In your dreams, you can keep up with them, but you can't. This guy runs 10 miles.
Yeah.
He knows he can put out.
Matthew, the best advice, one of the best pieces of advice I ever got from Roma, when a woman is on her stomach. No, that's another conversation. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Mario.
No.
No,
That was
Mario,
another
no,
day.
I want to know what it is.
No. That was a different day. I'm sorry.
Yes.
No, listen. I've been successful. I've been successful with this. Sadly and unfortunately, well, I can use my fingers to count it. I wish I didn't have to, but I could. Sadly, but I was successful. I was successful at times, but most of the time, it's rough.
Mhm.
But if you want Romanology, here it is, and think of this every day. There's a war going on, and the war is between your mind and your body.
Mhm.
Don't ever let your body win.
Mhm. Yeah. Very sage words of advice there.
That's a quote
Mhm.
from
Mhm.
Roma.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that's on a t-shirt as well because that needs to
Yeah.
be and also of course everybody you're going to see the handles underneath everybody's names here. I want you to encourage you to go and follow Paul Roma, follow Mario Mancini. I've got the Instagrams here on the screen. Of course, they're also on TikTok, where you can go there and watch some more snippets there, get some more tidbits, because you're looking at two of the greats. Between physical and psychology, you've got everything you need right there to create the recipe for one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Gentlemen, let's do. I want to go into another topic that Matthew and I talked about right now. So we'll keep rolling here.